Hi Aquarius. So I realized I did not upload a video for you guys. Um, so I'm going to rectify that right now. Okay? This is your January wrap up. I decided to do this because, well, if you've checked the other videos, basically, or if you haven't, I'll tell you why. Basically, last week was really tough with the new moon, the lunar eclipse in Leo. Um, it it while it shed light on some things, the shedding of light created some strife in a lot of people, in that it meant that you couldn't unsee what you were being shown, right? And because the cat was out of the bag, it was kind of like creating the impetus for change. But if you're really resistant to it, it was really difficult, right? And all these changes are indeed for our benefit. But again, if you feel like you're not ready, it could be quite uncomfortable. So I decided to do one reading from the end of the month, the last week and a half, to see where the energies are taking us as we move into February. So let's see here. This is kind of the bridge for February. This is a transition period. So far you have Five of Pentacles in reverse, which is great. It means you're moving out of a sense of lack when it comes to money or your spiritual life. You know, maybe you don't feel on the outside looking in as you did before. Maybe you realize that you do have resources and you're kind of coming out of that funk. We have the Four of Wands, which speaks about you wanting stability. You want something, you want to celebrate. But there's something you're not admitting to yourself, Aquarius. What are you not admitting to yourself? What are you not being honest about? Let's see. What can we offer you here? Okay. Mm. 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 Okay. So Aquarius, while you may have many things to be in okay. If you've gotten bailed out of a situation, right? It's important for you to understand that your resources, while we are abundant beings, yes, it's important to understand that you may be operating from a lack mentality that is prompting you to make certain decisions that are not necessarily in your best interest. Let's just say that. You may have gotten a chunk of change, and while you're very happy about it, the cards here are saying that there is something that you are not quite understanding with regard to your resources, that perhaps they need to be cultivated. They need to have some sense of consistency and order, right? there's a lot of chaos here, right? And you need to be honest with regard to what you have and not take it for granted, not also not be, yeah, not take it for granted, not be greedy, not be a person that takes as much as they can get because it's available, right? And then, it's like that story with the ant and the grasshopper where they're like, you know, it's springtime or it's summer, and the grasshopper just wants to play his violin and sing all night while the ants are gathering provisions during all through the summer and through the fall for the winter because it's abundant. But rather than understand that they have a plan, the grasshopper makes fun of them and just wants to eat, right? While the eating's good, and then by the winter, I'm sorry. So by the winter, when there's nothing available, the grasshopper starves, and the ants are able to survive through the harsh climate and the harsh conditions. And this is saying, consider that thing you always do that keeps you bound. If this is about you learning how to manage money, how to pay bills when you borrow, debt, and so on. These are human things that keep us bound. Debt is something that will keep you bound because as long as you have debt, it's very difficult to save. It's very difficult to move outside of your income level, right? It's very difficult for you to move up in the world if you are not conscious and aware of the reasons for your spending, right? Where is it coming from? Your desire to manage your money in such a way, right? Is it coming from a place of lack? Are you trying to have as much fun as you can because you don't think that you don't know when you'll have it again? Or are you trying to maybe present um, a certain facade, right? Are you wanting to impress? Are you wanting to show that you have it together? These are things that sometimes we do, right? Or we just want to go out and buy something luxurious because we deserve it. And of course you deserve it. Of course you do. But if what you're doing is keeping you like this, right? Later on, this person that's holding her head and probably regretting everything, and you see the chain and the lock is here. Where is the key? It's her mentality, right? And so you would think that it's this guy, but it's not, right? Do you love yourself enough to not put yourself in this situation? That is the question. And that is what you're being asked to consider, okay? When you spend your resources, I'll turn this right side up, and they're flowing, right? And you are happy, you are creating, and your abundance is flowing. Does it flow into something productive, something that would yield something else? Or does it just go into the ethers and leave you with nothing to show for it, or nothing to prosper from it? I'm going to pull Gilded Reverie, Lenormand. Okay, Aquarius. Where's your money going? Okay. Okay. This is the journey. This is the journey you're on currently. Where is it taking you? You have to figure out the direction you'd like to go in. Okay. You've achieved a certain level of stability in your life when it comes to how you feel about yourself and your current situation, right? And yeah, but there is something that is eating away at the direction you'd like to go. It's sabotaging you, you're sabotaging yourself, because you have the Devil card. That's your thing to consider, and you have the Ace of Swords in reverse. So whatever you're doing, there is a lack of clarity about it. You're not being honest, or you don't understand something about what you're doing, right? So you have the Ship, Compass, and the Mice. So you're trying to get somewhere, right? You're headed, yes. You want to go somewhere. You want to go, this is an adventure that you're headed, right, towards. And you're trying to decide on the direction you'd like to go, but you're finding it maybe difficult to get there, or feel like you won't get there, because you have the Mice here that are just, there are certain things that are infiltrating your ship. It's like having a ship overrun with rats, right? And they're just eating all the food on the ship. You're not going to get very far because you don't have provisions. You don't have water. They've infested the water. They've made it undrinkable. You're going to have to turn around, get new provisions, and start all over. And that may be what you need to understand, that as long as you continue with these habits of the Mice, of sabotage, self-sabotage in this case, right? Then you will always find that you will have to start over and start over. So figure out what is it what motivates you in spending your resources the way you spend them. It could be time, it could be money. This could even be your health. Like you just run yourself ragged. Your habits are not very good. Maybe you party hard, right? You work hard and you play hard. And but I would say that, yeah, it's possible that you're not in such good health, but you're not being honest about the reason why, right? And because of your bad habits or your lack of habits, maybe you don't have any habits. For example, you don't eat on time, so you exhaust yourself. You don't go to bed at the same time every night. And so those lack of habits, right? Lack of routine. You don't meditate. You stress yourself out. You don't take time and space for yourself, right? All these things get in the way. Clean it up. Oh my God. Clean it up, Aquarius. Okay? I don't make this stuff up. One more. here and now. Oh my gosh. Clean it up now. Clean it up here and now. Let's read what this means. Well, you know what clean it up means. You guys are smart as whips. You know exactly what they're going to say. Getting to the core of a situation, freedom from a burden. Freedom from a burden. Cleaning house, sweeping away what is no longer needed. That is what is not being done here. You're not admitting to yourself that this stuff is no good. All right. Ever feel so bogged down with emotional gunk that you can't think straight? Could you be surrounded by physical clutter in your home also? Too much work? Overwhelmed? Time to clean house. Every item out of place natters away at you. Natters. Like a gnat. Like, every unresolved resentment, every comparison to others that lead to a sense of lack. There you go. Takes up energy space. Every unpaid bill just adds up to a necessary feeling of being overwhelmed. Now is the time to free yourself by energetically cleaning house. Just do it. Make room for the miracles that are lining up for you. Maybe you realize this and you're starting to pay your bills, or you have plans of paying your bills. These cards are telling you when you clean it up, it's a good idea maybe to cultivate good habits and to keep up that good work, right? That's my refrigerator, believe it or not. Or your confirmation, one of the two. Relationship message. Time to clear the air. Take a look at your side of the street and say what's on your mind. Sweep away the old stuff so that a spring breeze can flow through with new energy. It's the perfect time to do an inventory of your dynamics and see what's yours and see what's not yours. Sometimes we carry stuff that other people taught us and we keep it as our own, but it's really secondhand garbage. It's just secondhand stuff. To clean up the relationship, right? Sometimes we're taught how to be in a relationship by our parents who didn't do too well themselves. Everyone brings some baggage. Sort through what you brought with you and let go of what is no longer needed. Become unencumbered, and your relationship will flourish. Prosperity message. Simple things like opening your mail, paying bills, sorting out your timetable. Making lists and getting organized is what this symbol means when it comes to your work. Make time for yourself too. This card is a sign you may be overburdening and overwhelmed. You may be overburdened and overwhelmed. It's okay to say no. You'll prosper even more if you do. Sometimes we feel like we have to take on every project and entertain every person that comes our way and asks for help, but you don't have to. If you don't have the time or resources to take on a job, it's perfectly fine to let it pass because there will be more jobs. That's that lack mentality, right? And you end up taking the job and then you can't do it properly, and it really ends up being more trouble than it's worth, you know? So, next message is 32 here and now. Here we go. Being fully present in the moment, living one day at a time. This is similar to the being overburdened, right? Everything happens in the now, in the present. Only this moment counts. This moment. You have what it takes to handle anything today. If you let go of the need to look into the future or reflect on the past, be present and notice what is going on right now. This very moment has the potential for you to create miracles in your life. Relationship message. It's easy to yearn for a love affair or friendship you may not have right now. One that is more romantic, more fun, more reliable, more passionate. The good old days are gone, and a new day has dawned. Let your heart trust that you have everything you need right now, whether you have the relationship you desire or not. Tomorrow is beyond your reach. Yesterday cannot return. The now is all that is available to you. Stay present and aware that in this moment, as you cherish and approve of your beautiful self, you are a magnet for love. Spirit is madly in love with you right now. Did you know that? Turn to Spirit to feel the joy of love in the here and now. Meditate on your heart chakra. Child, it's the most beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Think about someone you love, right? And meditate on the why you love them, right? And think about it and feel that love in that moment. That's how you can start. It can be a child, it can be a parent, it can be a loved one, it can be a friend of yours that you just love so much. And let that kind of radiate, right? Then think of someone else, right? Think of someone else and let that simmer, let that radiate. And you sit with that feeling, even if it's 5 minutes, that is it. That is that feeling that you want to cultivate on a daily basis, right? That is the magnet that will attract more love and abundance to you. Okay. Prosperity message. What you are working on is golden, and your efforts will leave a powerful legacy. Focus not on meeting a goal in the far off future, but on creating your dream now, releasing your desire for an outcome and owning that it already exists. It will appear in the material world as if by magic. Claim your prosperity now. The essence is more important than the form. Honestly, this is so true. Let me tell you, Aquarius, I speak from experience, right? Went on an interview twice for the same job. Did not get it. They wanted someone else for their own reasons. They wanted someone else. I knew the job. I scored the highest on the test, actually. Scored 100. They still wanted someone else. I was upset at first. Really upset. But I made peace with it. And I said, you know what? There are other jobs out there. They don't have that control over my prosperity like that. If they don't want me, maybe I'm not a match. Maybe I'm not a good fit. Maybe they're not a good fit for me. And when I made that peace, I got a call the following week for the same position in another office. So, right? You don't have to feel like anyone holds the key to your prosperity. What's for you, you will have. Okay? When you're immersed in prosperous thoughts, you automatically tune into a sense of timelessness and unlimited potential. You can act as if, in spite of the temporary outer conditions. You are prosperous in this moment. What you think now becomes your reality. Stay present. Absolutely. Okay, so this is what we're talking about. We're talking about thoughts here. Incorrect premises, right? Your truth is wrong. Your truth. What you've been telling yourself is true. It's not true. Okay? And you've been doing this for a while. Okay? You've been building your beliefs off of an incorrect premise. And it is creating this sense of lack where you are putting in things and you're getting nothing out of it. Or you are deciding not to put in anything at all because you feel it's not going to happen. It don't work like that. You get what you believe. You get what you believe. Doesn't matter what you say. You get what you believe. Okay? We are energetic beings. The words are for each other. It has nothing to do with the universe, spirit. The words are not what's important. Hence the languages, right? It's the feeling behind the words, the intent. And the universe picks up the energy. You're a match for the energy that you're projecting. So if you say, oh yeah, I'll find that job, but in really deep down energetically, you're like full of like despair and despondence and um, doubt, right? Then that is what you are attracting. That's what you're a match for. So the idea here is to find a way to quiet your thoughts, to let those thoughts drop one at a time and slowly change your belief. How do you change your belief? Well, one, get some rest, take a nap, meditate, quiet your mind so you can stop projecting these thoughts, right? So you can get off that subject of what you're not getting and what you don't have, so that you can create this clear path to what you want. And then you can line up with it, right? But doubt is a roadblock, okay? If it might be that you need rest, maybe you're not tackling your I don't want to say responsibilities. It's not as heavy as that, but the things you know are good for you, you're not doing because you've built up this belief system, victory in reverse, right? One more card for Aquarius. Aquarius, you can so do this. You're coming out of that lack mentality, right? I want you to really sit with yourself and try to get to the bottom of what is the thing that's stuck in your emotional craw here. We're in a time of Cancer. Is that it? Is that it? They looking for you, Aquarius. Sheesh. Is there a woman involved that you feel is holding you back, or that holds the key? Who holds the key to your prosperity? Probably a boss, friend, family member, partner, right? Someone you work with, and maybe they're the ones who have the money. Maybe you're the brains or you're the muscle, right? Something tells me that this person can be an ally. Now, if this is a person, a love interest, this person is abundant. They know what abundance is, right? And maybe this is the way you see them, as a person who is abundant, who has a that ain't the simple life though, but she is dressed well, she takes care of herself, right? Highly intuitive person, has it together. Maybe you feel like you're out of their league and you need to maybe prove something, right? Not good enough, that kind of thing. You're good enough, Aquarius. Okay, so let's read what victory in reverse means. Right. Of course, we can only guess, but someone might need to hear what the literal meaning is. Success and achievement, of course. The reverse meaning. The victory card reverse signals a delay. or reversal in a hoped for outcome. Whether it's in personal change or external achievement, success may have been eluding you for some time. But don't despair. You may need to restructure things, reevaluate, absolutely, or release one specific, with my 7 of Swords. You're gonna have to come clean about some stuffs. Reorganize or release one specific outcome and set your sights on another. Yep, that's right. You're going to have to get back to your own truth. Get back to your truth. I was looking at this. Did I have this upside down? It's actually right side up. Usually the Ace of Swords is this way for truth. In this deck is this way. Okay? In this case, when it's turned like this means that you've realized your truth. Okay? I just noticed that. You've realized something about plans that you have laid. Right? Something was like pointing me to that Ace of Swords the whole time. Now, still, something tells me, because you have the other cards as well, you understand what is not working or what hasn't worked, right? And you're on your way to restructuring things, right? And so this still is about reciprocity of where things have not been balanced as far as give and take, right? There has been a lot of control when it comes to generosity, right? When it came to resources, money in particular, could be time as well. If you're a busy person, busy, and you're choosing where to put your time and energy and maybe even money, right? This is saying that you need to get a handle on that. Okay, it's out of balance. Okay. Let me finish this. Okay. Okay, you may need to restructure things, reevaluate, or release one specific outcome and set your sights on another. Whatever is going on externally, remember that the equanimity of peaceful surrender can often be your biggest victory of all. Yeah, you got to make peace with where you are so that you can move out of it, right? There is a sense of control here. Perhaps you've realized this. You've seen where you've gone wrong. And it might have to do with this woman holding the coin. I'm going to read this for you. This may be of benefit to someone. Okay. Female connection in money, health, or value. The elegantly dressed woman on this card sits on a beautiful chair holding a bright gold coin. When the card comes up upright in a woman's reading, it may refer to her directly into a successful endeavor regarding her own finances or health. This card could also signal a woman of support or assistance regarding these issues. She may give you financial advice or connect you with someone who does. This is also victory in the upright. Okay? This woman may be someone you meet where you make your money, or maybe a woman of wealth and value. Either way, this card is telling you to be on the lookout for helpful assistance or even the possibility of new love or friendship connected to a woman of wealth or business. Right? Maybe a woman with light hair, but doesn't have to be. She could have dark hair. Maybe she colors her hair. She's opulent, right? She likes nice things. And so darlings. So yes, just to reiterate, because that thing looked in reverse for some reason. You are coming out of this place where you are having trouble with your resources, feeling either on the outside things were not going well, you were struggling either financially or with health or with managing too many things and feeling overwhelmed. However, you got to a place of stability, right? Where you were able to find a sense of happiness or enjoyment again, right? You were able to feel good again. Okay? Maybe you hit a milestone. Maybe you were ill for a while and you're in remission, or you hit a milestone, right? And so you realize something because of this experience, right? You have this sense of clarity and a moment of truth here. And you were forced to be honest and get your ducks in a row with regard to what you believe to be true. Okay, how did you get here? And then what steps should I take moving forward? Okay? And this is related to this idea of reciprocity. Where do you put your money? Where do you put your time? Right? Do you then get it back in return? Does it come back to you? Or do you just end up wasting time, money, resources, right? Is there someone in your life who, where are you rigid, Aquarius, when it comes to these things? Where are you very rigid? The Devil card is about rigidity. It's about things that keep us bound. You're like the stone. Your belief system, your attitude is like the stone that keeps this person encased here, unable to move, inflexible, right? Cramped by the prison of your own making. There are things you'd like to do, places you'd like to go, things you'd like to experience, and there is something that is just chipping away and sabotaging everything you're trying to do, and that is at the heart of your reading. All right? So, I hope we ended on a high note, Aquarius. That was rough, okay? These cards are very detailed, and they're a little bit unconventional in the way that they are drawn, because this usually is like this. I apologize for that, but we made it work. We brought it back in at the end. Okay. So Aquarius, I will read for you again soon. I will release the February readings by the end of this week, right? Look for it this weekend. And I will hope to see you again. Comment, subscribe, okay, like, and I would greatly appreciate that. Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.